What is up, everybody? How's everyone doing today? Today, we are going to be continuing paper Perjury. We still got a little ways to go on this one. Right now, we're still investigating case 2. So much evidence. So much. Am I gonna remember half of it? Probably. But, so far, predictions. Like I said last time, Toasty the cat, definitely a demon. Now, there was a body, so clearly Toasty didn't do it because he would have consumed the body and soul. But, I feel like, based on all the evidence we've got, all right, well, let's get in the game first. This is, once again, gonna be a shorter stream, possibly a little bit longer because I didn't have work today or tomorrow because I had a little bit of surgery on my foot, my toe. Everything's okay now. Just got wrapped and can't feel a thing on it because of the numbness. But let's load a game. We're right in. Okay. So, case files, profiles. Okay. She's not part of this. All right, we got right here. A quick recap. She and her, both of them, plan to steal a bunch of money from this family, okay? Okay? So, they did that. We exposed her. But then afterwards, the maid, Sandra, got attacked and is now in a life-threatening coma. Still don't know the murder weapon, but we do have some suspects. Toasty the cat, like we said, a demon. This little girl apparently was playing hide and seek and was hiding in the area that the attempted maybe murder happened. She was hiding and playing hide and seek with the victim, hiding in our little cabinet at the scene of the crime. Then we got the detective, pretty cool detective, helps us. He's our mentor basically right now. Then we got, I think, the wife, who chugs whiskey all day. We don't have any sus on her yet, so that kind of makes me suspicious, okay? Oliver Curry, like the name. I like the dude, but I'm a little scared that he's getting a little more sus because this girl told him about her hiding in the cabinet. He told us nothing about it. So I'm a little scared because I like this dude. I don't want him to be the person who assaulted Sandra. And then lastly, we don't have him here yet because we're gonna be meeting him today, Mr. Ebank, who we know for kind of a fact was in the victim's room at the time of the crime, stole a file from her because we have his fingerprints from the victim in her room, and also there was a hidden camera in her room. Interesting. Look at there's so much. No, maybe we should review real quick. Barrows was in the dining room by herself until the police came. She was there feeding the family's cat. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. If the cat was with her, alright, that's a little suspicious. But alright. Before we go question the lady or the chef, I think we should talk to Mr. Ebank. April 16th, 12:45 p.m. Office. Forget the foyer. This is the real lion's den. Detective, maybe we should... Good afternoon, Mr. Ebank. I'm back. Too late. Ah, a detective. Have you finished dealing with our little rat problem yet? Rat problem? The scurrying, thieving rat in my home. We've dealt with the thief. We're here on the other matter. On other matters. This is my assistant, Justina Smith. This pompish music in the background. Justina, this is Owen Ebank, founder and CEO of Ebank Investments. An assistant? I didn't know you were a detective of prestige. Hey, I'm not a hey, I'm not a trophy. If you want to tag along to see a pro at work, we're here to find out more about the attack on Sandra. I'm sorry to say, but I won't be much help in the matter. Why not? This is your house, isn't it? Surely you know about what goes on here. Oh. If you must know, Miss Smith, I only saw Miss Lear during breakfast, and we hardly spoke at all. I have no idea what happened after that. Now, I'm really quite busy right now, and I don't have time for any of these inane questions. Real helpful, this guy. Clearly the window isn't going to look through itself. He's got a little umbrella too. Better not open it up indoors. You might become unlucky and be the next victim. And that is not a threat. That everyone, that is not a threat. Nonetheless, we still need to record your statement. Just give us a few sentences. We won't bother you again. You officers are always such a bother. Fine, but let's make it quick. I just got a little monocle too. Around 7:30 this morning, I went down to the dining room to have breakfast with my family. Miss Lear came to serve us food, and that was the only time I saw her. After that, I went straight back to my office where I remained for the rest of the morning. Not long after, you all showed up and told me Miss Lear had been attacked. That's a long statement. Thank you for your cooperations, Mr. Ebank. We'll need to have a look around and ask you a few more questions, and then we'll be out of your way. Miss Assistant, let's get to work. Right. I can already see the bare-faced lie in that statement, but first I'm gonna look around. Because we know for a fact your fingerprints were in her room. Investigate. Oh, only a little bit here. There are quite a lot of history books here. History is a wonderful thing. It defines who we are, and yet we can only ever experience it once. For example, this book that I'm currently reading. You see, I'm currently reading Twilight. This has so much information that you need nowadays. You see, the werewolf. What if one could just randomly attack you? I must know all of the weaknesses of all of my enemies. That's why I always wear a silver monocle. It's about how Azul City went from being a small city-state to the sprawling capital it is now. To grow so fast, simply by merging with other city-states over the course of a scant 50 years. It's truly marvelous. It certainly is, nerd. This is what I get for sleeping through history class. And in fact, every class. How did I get this job? Bottom shelf. What's this? A guide to taking care of monocles? I didn't think they actually wrote books on this. A monocle is a gentleman's best friend. It would be a crime not to keep it clean. Gentleman's best friend? Doesn't your wife wear one as well? Hers is a simple accessory. Mine is a prescription. I can't see with my left eye without it. I don't know which one of those statements surprises me more. I think that's I think that might be a fact we should write down. Could come up and play later. Once again, like all these detective games. I know he's probably gonna cut us off, but ooh, let's see what's on this laptop. Just start searching through it. The guy's just staring at us. Do you have a warrant? Do you have a warrant to do that? No. Whoa, you better delete your search history before your wife sees this. Huh. Let's see what's on his computer. Is this a video game? Melody Man 12? Is this like Mega Man? Stop snooping around. Sorry, but I have to ask, why would a man your age be into video game? Whoa, okay. That's too far. There is a lot of older people of all ages that are into video games. You cannot critique this, lady. I'm only in my 30s. I was there when Melody Man started fighting for everlasting music. I see. I guess even Owen had a childhood. What? We just met this guy. Why are you dissing this man so much? And then, lamp. This is a expensive lamp. Looks like the price tag is still on it. This thing is worth more than my entire month's salary. $1. Be careful around that. I already had to replace that lamp once. What happened? That nuisance of a cat came running in here and knocked it over. You see? That cat's a demon, you know. It did that to distract him. So when he was cleaning it up, it actually, like, researched all the top secret files on this man's computer. I'm telling you, Toasty the cat is the one who committed this crime. He is everywhere that is involved in this case. His fur was all over the trophy room. He has a witness with him who he could be blackmailing. He was nearly killing the chef with his cat allergies, and now destroying this man's lamp. That cat must be a whole muscle. If it were up to me, that cat would never have stepped foot in this house. What stopped you? Well, you see, I actually care about my daughter. Oh, my wife. You should have seen. She came right at me with a knife. She said she would kill me if I didn't let the cat in. Something to do with a pact? She was determined to take that cat in. Once that woman sets her mind on something, nothing could stop her. I see. That's it for that. Let's talk. Mr. Ebank, I understand you asked Sandra to clean one of your golf clubs today? May I ask why? A friend of mine wanted to borrow it for an upcoming tournament. Since those are my luckiest clubs, I had hoped it would give him an edge, even though he sucks. He was supposed to come today, but we had to reschedule because of that incident. Why did that maid have to go and get assaulted? Ugh. Yeah, I bet. Seems like he asked Sandra to clean it by chance. Robbery. Mr. Ebank, I was reviewing the case file for the robbery this morning. I have to ask, why does Sandra know the code to the safe? Do I need a reason? Well, no, it's just odd. If you must know, it's because she's a trusted employee. She did a lot of the accountant work. Giving her the code made things easier for the both of us. Does that answer your question? Yes. This doesn't add up. If he's embezzling money, then why would he trust Sandra? Did he have some reason to believe she'd keep it a secret? Does it have to do something with, like, how, let's see, what up? She has a passport? Maybe like she's illegally here or something like that? Okay, we have a problem, sir. That is impossible. Mr. Ebank, as a part of our investigation, we searched Sandra's room. Inside, we found a small hidden filing cabinet. If you were in your office all day, then why did we find your prints there? Oh my god! We shot him! How did that monocle explode? How much tension was in his head? We need to bring this man to the hospital. Well, why? I must have touched it some other time. That drawer was covered behind freshly peeled wallpaper. Those prints had to have been left today. You can't be serious. This is an outrageous invasion of privacy. Who authorized you to start dusting my house for prints? We have the right to test for fingerprints as part of our investigation, so long as we have just cause. Now, you can either confess here, or we could do this at the station. Is this really how you treat innocent bystanders? Ha 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 ha! Only the ones who are lying. Now start talking. I need to speak to Miss Lear over I needed to speak to Miss Lear over a delicate matter. I went there for that. If you just give me a moment, I can explain all of your worries away. Ooh, second statement. No one could have known she was in her room. Me visiting her is unrelated to this assault. That's why I kept my visit to her myself. It was all just a massive coincidence. I should listen to this statement again. He might be lying again. Let's just listen to it. No one could have known she was in her room. Nope. Nope. Don't think so. Don't think so. Club cleaner. Maybe the camera? Let's try it. You know, we don't take health. Wild guess. I'm a genius, guys. I am a detective. There is a way someone could have known. We also found a camera in that room before it was broken. Someone had been spying on her. That person could have been you. I've been shot again. I don't know what you're talking about. I never put a camera in there. We know that Sandra worked with the thief and that you were suspicious of her. You should have reported it to the police. It was an internal matter. I needed to deal with it myself. This is beginning to sound like a clear motive for assault. How dare you! You can't possibly presume I attacked her. Why else did we find your fingerprints in that room? Why else would you have been spying on her? I went into that room, but not to attack Miss Lear. There was something important in there that I needed. Once I had it, I left. I have a witness who can verify as much. Oliver came out of her room. Oliver was there? You didn't tell us that. Look whose statement we're going after next. What was he doing there? I didn't ask. He just said that she wasn't there, and then he left in a hurry. So tell me, just what were you looking for in that room? That's none of your business, detective. That's fine. I already know the answer. This morning, our thief told us something very interesting. She mentioned that the charity money was wrongly calculated. I think Chandra had proof of it. She had a wager, so I'd wager a guess you took it and then tried to end her life to tie up loose ends. I would never harm her. That charity money was perfectly calculated. You have no grounds to doubt that. So what are you hiding from us? Let's hear it. Look at him. I haven't seen him this angry. He's about to break a pen? You're a fool to take the word of some common thief over my own, especially without a smidge of evidence to back it up. An innocent woman is being charged with attempted murder. Any decent human being would want to help her. That wrench stole from me. I filled my home with police officers, and you think I should help her? I have no sympathy for her, so she's getting what she deserves. You can say that to her face after I drag you back to the station. Detective, you're taking this too far. He's right. We don't have any proof of any of this. Escalating things is only going to cause more problems. Seems your assistant here has more sense than you. I will have your job for this, detective. One phone call to the chief of police, and I'll ensure you never work in the city again. Sir, I think you have a little bit of a problem here. He doesn't work at all at the moment. He's making me come along and question people, and all he's doing is yelling at suspects. Let's go, Justina. We'll solve this case ourselves. I can't believe him. We're going outside right now. Midst of Anderson's room, claims they've seen Oliver. Detective, what's gotten into you? I'm sorry you had to see that. I should have handled things better. You're right. You should have. Do you have any idea how much trouble you've gotten us in? Did you hear what he said in there? You could lose your job over this. I stand by what I said. He knows more than he's letting on. Maybe so, but that's no reason to accuse the man of attempted murder. You can't reason with his kind. Being nice to them will only let them take advantage of you. He's kind? What, guys with monocles? The rich. The people who have enough money to change the world, but rather hoard it all to themselves. They'll do anything to cling onto their power, no matter who they have to hurt in the process. That's why he'd embezzle all that money. If bringing him down means I lose my job, then so be it. I don't do anything anyways. If he's so wealthy, why would he risk embezzling even more money? Because he can. Well, I think you're wrong. We have no reason to think he's a bad person. Sure, he's a little rude, and he did lie to us twice. But I bet there's more to him than that. You're naive, Justina. Maybe you're naive. You keep on saying I'm naive. Maybe you are. But you're right. I should have acted the way I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have acted the way I did. It's just the Claus orphanage is very important to me. I let that cloud my judgment. Who is he from the orphanage? I'm sorry. Apology accepted. But why is the orphanage important to you? That's a story for another time. We have a case to solve. Right. I think it's time we pay a visit to Mr. Curry. Oh no. Wait, do I have anything to talk about? Ooh. You're pretty friendly with the chef. A wise detective always befriends the cook. That way you get the best snacks. True. I understand. So it's all just for the food? Not just the food, Miss Assistant. I was hoping you might have seen something. When I found out he was away during the robbery, I crossed him off my list of suspects. I see. So you befriended him to get information. Clever. Ha ha ha! Bingo! Only afterwards did I try his cooking. I'm taking my compliment back. You and Detective Swift are pretty different. If I were to paint you two, I'd use oil paint for you and watercolors for her. Sorry, but your analogy is lost on me. I'm too dumb. I mean, you're very patient and methodical, while she's very intense and prone to fly away. I still don't get it. Oh, never mind. B-Bank. Sir, were you aware that Fo? I don't know. Was in the bedroom? Nope. I didn't arrive until after Sophie played hide and seek with her. I figured she could find her on her own. She almost lost her badge. You should have helped. But she didn't, did she, Miss Assistant? I guess. Alright, Mr. Oliver, we have questions. Let's look at a statement. I spent most of the day cooking. Before we continue with the statement, I'm gonna get a quick drink. I'll be right back. I completely forgot what his voice was. So, his voice is probably gonna be a little different. Sounds probably gonna be like Mr. Ebank, but I spent most of the day cooking. Sandra came here this morning to bring the family the breakfast. After that, I stayed in the kitchen cleaning until I heard she was attacked. That's wrong. Mr. Curry, we spoke to Mr. Ebank. He told us that he saw you coming out of Sandra's room this morning. He did? Isn't that true? Rat, what should I say? I'm sorry, Detective, but I refuse to answer that. You refuse? I won't speak to either of you without a lawyer. I see. Then we'll have to do this the hard way. Mr. Oliver Curry, you're under arrest for the assault and battery of Sandra Lear. You'll be coming back to the station with us for questioning. You can speak with an attorney once you're there. Mr. Assistant, let's head out. Right. Oh, we're just leaving. Oh, we don't even have anything with this statement. Okay. What's going on? Oliver, where are they taking you? We're taking him in for questioning. He's refused to speak to us any longer, and so we have no choice but to arrest him. Is that so? You come into my house, snoop through all my things, and now you're trying to arrest my staff? Let me drink some whiskey and calm down. Oliver, don't say another word to them. I'll meet you at the station. Huh? Oliver is a trusted member of this household. I'll see his defense through. Paris, please. You don't have to do this. I know what you're doing, Oliver. My husband told me the things you said to him. Detective, I know what you're trying to do. You came to my own house and threatened my husband, and now you want to pin this on this crime on my chef? I think it's time someone put you in your place. She stormed off in a rage. Get ready, Miss Assistant. This is only the beginning. We still have a long day ahead of us. We head back to the station, Mr. Curry in tow. The ride back was silent. Nobody wanted to speak or knew what to say. I didn't know what to think. Did Mr. Curry attack Sandra? If so, why? End of Case 2, Part 1. Of course, we're gonna keep on running this. April 16th, 3:30 p.m. Azuro City Police Precinct Number 5, viewing room. Here I am again, outside the interrogation room. Took the opportunity on the way over to clean up my notes. You seem nervous, Miss Assistant. Of course I'm nervous. Interrogating one person was hard enough, and now I have to do it with a lawyer in the room? I'm not qualified for any of this. Why aren't you handling this? This is your job. You should think more highly of yourself. You've got a perfect confession record. Most detectives would kill for that. Yeah, a perfect record of 1. Terrible thieves are one thing. I've dealt with customers trying to swindle my dad enough times to handle that. But I've never dealt with a lawyer. Haha. She's just another obstacle in the way of the truth. Remember, nothing she says can change the facts. This is a test of logic and reason. Same as before. As long as we have the facts on our side, the truth will reveal itself. You're gonna get us a confession, Miss Assistant. I'll keep Miss E-Bank off your back. If anything goes wrong, I'll be the one taking the fall. I trust you to see this through. But what if I miss something? What if Mr. Curry's innocent? Well, that's what we'll find out. Just trust your instincts, Miss Assistant. Breathe in, breathe out. Okay, let us go. Hold. Oh, Miss Earl, what's wrong? Ernest, I don't know what you're doing back at the estate, but the chief is livid. He wants you in his office. Immediately. The chief will have to wait. We have an interrogation to conduct. This isn't even your department, Ernest. If the chief finds out... Have I ever led you wrong before, Sue? I need you to trust me on this. Keep the chief busy. I'll handle him after this is done. I never saw you, but if you two mess this up, I won't be able to protect your jobs. This applies to you too, Justina. No. If I lose this job, I don't know how I'm going to pay my rent. Ha ha ha. Don't worry about that. We have everything we need to win this case. But we've only proven he went to Chandra's room. We don't have grounds to arrest the man. When the police arrived this morning, Ferris was with Detective Swift, and Owen was snooping around Sandra's bedroom. Oliver is the only one unaccounted for. Well, that's not true. Toasty could have committed this crime. Or Fee. I hope you're right, Detective. Let's get started. April 16th, 3:32 p.m. Azero City Police Precinct Number 5. Interrogation room. First in her. Now that we're all here, let's get started. Oliver Curry, now that you have a lawyer, we'd like to ask you a few questions. Were you in Miss Lear's bedroom this morning? Well, my client acknowledges that he was indeed in Miss Lear's bedroom. He denies having anything to do with her attack. My client was simply looking for Miss Lear, and upon finding out she wasn't in her room, he left. Ha ha ha! I wish it was that simple. Someone attacked Miss Lear, and it wasn't the thief. Miss Yor and Miss Lear were working together. She would have no reason to attack Miss Lear. Have you considered that she may have had a falling out, Detective? Perhaps this Miss Yor wanted the money for herself. Either way, my client is not involved. Mr. Curry, were you really in Sandra's room at the time of the attack? I was just looking for her, I swear it. Why were you looking for her? Does that matter? I have a right to privacy. You don't need to answer that, Oliver. Look, Detective, I don't care what sob story that thief gave you, but you have no grounds to try and pin this on my client. Anna might be a thief, but she wouldn't simply kill her dearest friend. She didn't die, Detective. I'll stake my badge on it. You have no proof my client was at the scene of the crime, only at Miss Lear's bedroom. We'll see about that. Mr. Curry, just give us your official statements as to your movements at the time of the crime. Tell them the truth, Oliver, and this will all be over soon. Interrogation. Oliver Curry's statement. First course, visiting Sandra. I like that. After breakfast, I decided to speak with Sandra privately. After finishing breakfast, I decided to speak with Sandra. Oh wait, I just said back, my bad. I thought she was in her room, but when I looked, she wasn't there. Looking back, she must have been in the trophy room already. After all, she called the police from the phone in that room, and that's where you found her. Then I passed by Mr. Ebank on the way back to the kitchen. That's where I remained until Sandra was found. I knew this would be harder. It's too soon to give up. If Oliver was the one who attacked Sandra, then she couldn't have been attacked in the trophy room. Think of what would have to be true for that to be possible, and you'll find the answer. A way to prove Sandra wasn't attacked in the trophy room? Do I have anything like that? I forgot I can question. I don't want to do that, no. Let's look at the evidence. Maybe? Bam! It was disconnected. It's true, Miss Curry, that there's a phone in the trophy room. However, Miss Lear couldn't have used that phone. When we checked the trophy room, that phone wasn't even connected anywhere. Preposterous. Huh? How do you know that phone was disconnected prior to the attack? Have you considered that the thief could have done that to try and cover their tracks? Besides, where else could she have called the police from? I'm glad you asked, Miss Ebank. Allow me to show you. This is what Miss Lear phoned the police on. Her own phone. There's another phone in Miss Lear's own bedroom, which had been damaged, almost like the phone was dropped. The voicemail she left was abruptly cut off when she was attacked. The phone breaking would explain that. That's complete conjecture, Miss Smith, and you know it. How do you know that Miss Lear's phone wasn't already broken? Miss Lear was in the trophy room. We already know this much. Allow me to explain. Rebuttal. Ooh. A delightful explanation. We've already established that Miss Lear was in the trophy room. Not only is that where her body was found, there's also a solid reason. Owen had asked her during breakfast to clean one of his golf clubs. It is clear she never had a chance to do so, as the thief intercepted her then. I thought Oliver would only be the only one who we had to question. It's her job as a lawyer to speak on behalf of her client. Don't let it get to you. If Oliver is guilty, her argument is sure to have holes in it. And what if Oliver is innocent? If that's the truth, then that's what we'll reveal. But focus on finding a lie, but rather, why the evidence doesn't support her claim. Maybe it's the, club cleaner? No. No way she could have been in the cleaner room. Oh, is it because the club is partially clean? Or partially dirty? Yeah. Miss Ebank. Sandra was asked to clean that club, was she not? She was, but she clearly never got the chance to do so. But there's an issue there. She did. We found the golf club partially cleaned. She must have been interrupted while cleaning it. Well, I suppose you're correct. It's clear the thief attacked her while she was cleaning. My argument still stands firm. I won't be so sure, Miss Ebank. There's a critical flaw in your theory, and I can prove it. Miss Lear couldn't have cleaned the club in the trophy room, and this is why. Because the club cleaner was in her room. The cleaner for the golf club is found in Sandra's bedroom, not the trophy room. It's clear that Sandra took the club into her bedroom, and as she was cleaning it, she called the police. That's when she was attacked. Hang on. How do you know she didn't just wet a rag with a cleaner and take that to the trophy room? Akin to bring a packet of ketchup and serve an entire bottle. That would be impossible. There's nothing in the trophy room with golf cleaner on it, besides the golf club. Then how did the club get downstairs? Why is the cleaner upstairs, but not the club? If our culprit wanted to make it seem like the trophy room was the real crime scene, they would need to move the golf club. They brought the club down with Sandra, but since the cleaner was stashed away in her dresser, they likely didn't notice it. Critically, whoever attacked her must not have realized that Sandra hadn't finished cleaning the club. Completely baseless. This is nothing more than just a pet theory. There's one thing you've overlooked during it. And what would that be? I love this whiskey. You've yet to explain why exactly Miss Lear would call the police from a bedroom. Allow me to explain. Oh, another rebuttal. Can we just talk to Curry? He's cooler than you. A tea poorly brewed, I think that was what it said. If Miss Lear was in her room, why exactly would she call the police? If she was in the trophy room, it's likely that she saw the thief returning to the scene of the crime from the window. Therefore, she decided to call the police, fearing the worst. On the other hand, nothing in her room would have caused her to call the police. Actually... something was stolen. Oh, I lied. Her room, and there was a missing document from her. Pray tell, what would that be? What would that be? Well, we don't know, but it could be important. Do you even know why it's missing? Well, no, but we might know. Might is not enough. You need something more tangible as proof. Ouch. Better try something else. So we need... let's look at the evidence. Oh, is it the camera? Yeah, okay. I don't know, true, I would be a little sus with the camera in there too. Objection! It's like, objection! Your husband is a pervert and hid a camera in her room. That's why she called the police. Miss Ebank, were you aware that your husband was spying on Sandra? This whiskey taser! Excuse me? What on earth are you talking about? Why, that's a slanderous accusation. Detective, rein your little assistant in before she gets herself in trouble. Go on, Miss Assistant. There's a hidden camera in Sandra's bedroom. When we found it, it was broken. It's clear Sandra had found the camera in her room while she was cleaning, and after breaking it, she decided to call the police. She must have been attacked at that moment, while her back was turned. And how do you know my husband put it there? Well, I think my assistant got a little too eager there. Someone certainly put a camera there, and Sandra did break it. But officially, we have no means to trace who put it there. I'm glad that's settled. And as for the camera itself, what makes you think she found it today? What if she found it on a different day? The camera did have cleaner on it, right? Yeah, trace the golf cleaner, that's why. We found some fresh golf cleaner on the camera, the same that we found in her room. She must have had some on her hands when she discovered the camera. If she found the camera on any other time, it would have dried up by now. Can you, Miss, could you please stop spitting on that plant? I thought you loved plants. You're disrespecting it. It's clear now that you're going to cling on to this pet theory of yours. But all of this time, you failed to consider that Sandra was not found in her bedroom. Her body was found an entire floor below. Bodies don't teleport, and my client couldn't have possibly have moved her. And why is that? I'll let my client explain. Right, here goes. Ooh, we finally get to question Curie some more. Oh, we got the second course. I hope we get dessert after this. An impossible escape. Even if I attacked Sandra, the only exit to the room was the door. Mr. Ebank saw me leave the room. He would have noticed me carrying her body. Mr. Ebank was in Sandra's room the whole time. He would have found her. That is why I couldn't have attacked her. Sandra was in the room with Oliver. Is that enough proof? The body was found on the floor below, so there's still room for doubt. No judge would ever accept a guilty charge without more evidence. What about a pro-police judge? We could stack the deck in our favor. Ha ha ha! Don't be silly. Judges are picked randomly. They don't just have one judge to handle every case we come across. So much for doing things the easy way. No. Is it easy? Is it just the, this? Yeah, too good, too good. Actually, Mr. Curry, there is another exit. The window. The window? You think I threw her out of the window and she landed in the room below? You wanted another exit. The window is an exit. If that's your angle, then you really are desperate. It should be obvious why the window couldn't have been used, but allow me to explain it for you. I don't want to talk to you, miss. I used to like you. Now, you're on the side of evil. Out of the window. It's simply impossible that Miss Leo was moved through the window. I keep on hanging back. A fall from that height would have left noticeable injuries. However, the only injury she had was a head wound. Unless you have some way for a body to move down a store without getting injured, your theory is moot. Eh? But I'm too good. I'm maybe the duck detective rubbed off on me a little bit. Actually, there is a way she could have moved through the window unharmed. We found a bedsheet stuffed away in the trophy room. The sheet itself was covered in dirt, meaning it was likely touched the ground outside. After attacking Sandra, Oliver wrapped her and the golf club in the sheet and simply lowered them to the floor below. Oh, hold on! That sheet could have always been there! How do you know it was from Sandra's room? That's easy. This is how we know where the sheet came from. Her bed, right? Missing its sheets. When we investigated Sandra's room, we found that her bed had been stripped of its sheets. We never found that sheet anywhere, because it was stuffed in the trophy room the whole time. That is very disrespectful. You can't be serious. I am serious. Just look at him. Oliver is clearly strong enough to have lowered Sandra with the sheet. It's the only way her body could have been moved. That's all we need to prove that Oliver is the culprit. Enough. Why are you all so determined on pinning the crime on me? This whole time you haven't even considered that your whole case is missing a key ingredient. A motive. You better calm down, your rat is getting fried up there. Sandra was not only my coworker, but a friend. We were very close, her and I. Why would I attack Sandra? I have no reason to. Unless you can prove a motive, you've got no grounds to charge me. A motive, huh? I guess I haven't considered that. Shoot. Something made Oliver want to attack Sandra. This is it, Justina. Time to drive the nail into his coffin. You want motive? I got your motive. Huh. Huh. Maybe you wanted to... I think it's either one of these two. I don't think it's that one. It's clear to me, Mr. Curry, that you cared about your job a lot. You made that point abundantly clear when we questioned you earlier. I think you never wanted to attack Sandra, but something happened that left you no choice. Fee told us that she spoke to you about Sandra's involvement in the robbery. I think you went to talk to her about it, and when you noticed her calling the police, you attacked her in the heat of the moment. Spit. Let me just compose myself. Answer me one question. What was the weapon? Oh, I know it. It's Sherry. Oh my god. He used his beloved frying pan to bash her over the head. Not Sherry. Curry, you should have thought about Sherry, your true love. You forced her into being an accomplice of murder. A true sad romantic tale. The weapon? We know it. We never found the weapon. As I suspected, you never did recover it. The culprit must have taken the weapon with them. If my client was the culprit, you would have surely found the weapon somewhere. He must have hidden it somewhere. Nope, it's right. He has it on right now. I tried calling Detective Swift. They can't find anything there. Then I demand to be released immediately. Without a weapon, you have nothing. Let me make this perfectly clear. Oh, you're just gonna. Oh, you're talking your way out. You're talking your way into getting guilty. Final course: a recipe for failure. If the weapon isn't in the house, it must have been taken. But nobody has left the estate other than the police. There's no way I could have taken a weapon out of the house. I'm not carrying any. What? We could see it right there. It's on. I don't know how you're making it on fire. Oh, I didn't get this till now. But also, I like how he's like moving the spatula to try to keep the fire going. You have nothing on me. Oh, good thing I hit back because there's a contradiction. How dare you? You used your own wife to kill. There's one place none of us has looked. On Oliver himself. According to Detective Swift, the weapon was a flat, blunt object. Just like that frying pan he has now. The same frying pan he arrived at the crime scene with. That's why nobody has found the weapon. Nobody thought to check Sherry. Oliver, we need to test your pan for blood. But why? Just look at it. No blood in sight. You may have washed the blood off, but traces can be found with the right tools. Of course, if you're innocent, we wouldn't find anything. Right? This is your last chance to confess, Oliver. Once we test that pan, it's over for you. Oliver, please tell me that they're wrong. No. I can't. Oh my god. The poor rat was murdered. He's being charged for 2 murders. Our attempted murder of a maid and a murder of a poor rat. That poor guy. He's dead. He had a family. Oliver, how could you? Oh, get out of here with that crying act. The onion. We could see you're using the onion to cry. I'm sorry, Ferris. I never intended for any of this to happen. But why? Sandra was family, Oliver. Bea told me that she was hiding in the trophy room when the robbery happened. She told me Sandra was taking money from the safe. I confronted Sandra and she told me that the money wasn't adding up. She said she was going to expose the e-banks one way or another. I tried to convince her to change her mind, but she wouldn't listen to me. Then, at breakfast this morning, Owen kept pressuring her. I knew she was afraid. She told me before that she was considering calling the police and confessing to her to what she did. I went to go talk to her privately about it. But when I entered her room, I heard her on the phone. She was about to confess. I couldn't let her do it. I didn't know what else to do. This job, it meant everything to me. After being rejected everywhere else, I had a real job. If you and Owen were arrested, I'd lose the best job I've ever had. I couldn't go back to my family. I wasn't thinking, and before I knew it, she was on the floor. I had no other choice but to frame the thief. I thought then Sandra would be safe. I took up your defense because I believed you. I thought you were truly innocent. I trusted you. I'm sorry, Ferris. After getting this formal confession, Detective Hunt escorted Oliver away. Dang. I do honestly feel a little bit bad about Oliver, you know? He came all the way here. Doesn't excuse him assaulting a woman, but came all the way here to make some money for him and his family. Found a best job, what he called, basically all of them called him part of the family. And just because of one moment, it all went downhill. You know, that's all sad. That's all sad. Miss Smith, before I go, I thought I should apologize for how I acted there. I should be thanking you. Thank me? I thought you would hate me. As painful as it is, if you didn't step in, the wrong person would have been charged for all of his crime. It isn't easy, but at least some good came from all of this. There's one more mystery hanging around this case. It seems that everyone believes that your husband is embezzling money from the charity. When we spoke to him earlier today, he denied it, but he was clearly spying on Sandra, and he took something from her room. Is it possible he stole the evidence from her room? Of course not! We've run our business together for years. He would never do that. We even publicly agreed to pay the stolen half out of pocket. Isn't that proof enough? I take it as proof. I really do. But it's Detective Hunt you have to convince. Let me drink a triple shot. It seems I've misjudged you. If you want to accuse my husband, at least be upfront about it. I'm not accusing him. I still think he's innocent. It's just, all of this isn't really adding up. I'm going to make sure the police handle my former friend fairly. This conversation is over. Dang, I thought we were making friends. I might have stepped on a landmine. Well, she looks pissed. You alright, Justy? I could be better. I keep thinking about where that money went. I might have pushed her too far. Did you just get back? Yep, I headed back here as soon as I could. In any case, let me be the first to say, congrats! You did it! You solved the case! I'm so proud of you and Red. It wasn't just us. Your work helped too. You're the key to connecting Owen to the scene. Without that, we never would have known about Oliver's involvement. That's not traffic cop work. That's grade A detective work. Thank you, Justy. That means a lot. Hey, tell you what. Why don't you tag along with me for drinks later? We can have a proper celebration then. Oh, yeah, sure. Does our main character swing? Like I was saying before, swing the other way? Huh? Do we got a little bit of a ship here? Great! Zephyr and I will be waiting when your shift's over. Before that, though, I think there's one person we've forgotten about. Wait in the interrogation room. I gotta go grab Brennan, the guest of honor. I have a feeling I know who she means. April 16th, 4:48 p.m. Azul City Police Precinct Number 5, interrogation room. Oh. Now that we're here, I want to give you the news. Miss Yor, you're no longer being charged with the assault. Dude, I've heard it's been 2 streams since her voice. What about Sandra? She's still recovering from her injuries, but she's woken up. We expect to be able to talk to her tomorrow. Now, of course, the robbery charge isn't being dropped. Both of you will still have to answer for that crime. I expected that, but still. Thank you for finding out who attacked her. Aw, marked here. Everyone's crying. I'm truly thankful. I take back what I said earlier. You aren't evil. If you continue to cooperate with our investigation, I'll see if the district attorney can provide you some leniency. Wait, what investigation? Isn't it over? Oh, we're talking about the, embezzlement? Not yet, Miss Assistant. We still have those embezzlement claims to look into. Sue spoke with the chief. Apparently, they both agreed to let you continue being my assistant. If you'll work with me again, we can finally uncover the truth behind everything. I want to believe Miss Ebank. Embezzlement isn't unnecessary for someone wealthy like Mr. Ebank. Yet, until I see the answer myself, I can't take her word for it. I'm in! Ha ha! Then let's go back to our desks. We've got a lot of work to get done. I spent the rest of the day doing my actual job. Paperwork, for once. I had 10 hours of overtime. I basically spent the whole night. I didn't see much of Detective Hunt. Miss Earl told me that once the chief found out what happened with Mr. Ebank, he got the biggest dressing down of his career. In the end, the fact we still solved the case is what saved him from the demotion, or worse. Oh my god. Today was a day that truly changed my life. I don't know what's in store for me in the future, but I know whatever it is, it'll be far more eventful than I could have imagined. Oh, April 16th, question mark, office. I don't know what to do for this guy's voice. Dude, my voice is already running out. Hello, sir. Hi. Did you need something? Loyal, my boy. I'm glad you came. Some information has come onto my desk that I need you to look into. BG Turtles, LLC. I want you to get me everything you could find on this company. Yes, sir, right away. This would go much smoother without police snooping around. Ooh, got a new character maybe in the next case. End of case 2. Alright, guys. We did it. We have solved case 2. Man, the one person that I didn't want it to be was it. Dude, I actually really like Curry as a character. I liked voicing him and all that. His personality. But he had an up and murder. Not murder. I keep on saying murder. He up and had to assault someone. Hey kids, assault isn't cool. I know. Crazy thing to say. But I hope you enjoyed this little playthrough of the second case. Next time, we'll start the third case. It sounds like we're going to start investigating the embezzlement claims. I wonder how that will go. Maybe we'll get more of the other guy that we just saw too. I will either next be streaming sometime on the weekend, maybe early Friday for like an hour or two. Or if not, 3 options. Early Friday, possibly. Maybe on the weekend, depending on how busy I am. Or at least guaranteed Monday, you'll be seeing me to run case 3. I hope you all enjoyed the stream. And I hope you like the game so far. Like I said, I've been really liking it. And I hope you'll join me in the next stream. I will see you all then.